Press the red button to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell icon to get the latest updates from Sonia Goes Natural. Hey friends, welcome to Sonia Goes Natural. Cooking food with farm fresh vegetables give us a total different type of a happiness, and in this direction I am bringing to you certain tips and tricks which will help you to keep your vegetables fresh in the refrigerator for a longer period of time. So let's get started with these tips and tricks. The vegetables here have all been restored and brought and accumulated here, and now is my time to start the process of storing the vegetables. So this process is very interesting, so let's get started with it. First of all, I'm going to make a disinfectant solution. Normally you get a market based, but here I'm making my own. I have taken 1 tablespoon of salt. Into it I'm putting disinfectant vinegar of about, again, 1 tablespoon each of both of them, and putting enough water. So this becomes my disinfectant solution. So we need to wash all the vegetables in this disinfectant solution. So the cleaning process, that is the step 2, begins. All the vegetables are generally put in the water to clean them properly, one on one. The cleaning process is beginning, trying to take out all the dirt and germs. If you feel this water is a bit dirty or murky, it has become murky, you can always replace it by another water. Now comes my lovely green chilies. So what I want to say is, you need to wash all your vegetables before storing them. So this is a very important thing. Again, please don't buy market bought vegetable disinfectant solution. It's always better to make your own the way we made it. So all these baby carrots getting washed again and being put on the drying cloth. These my very important ingredient of my kitchen, curry leaves, being washed and spread it on the cloth. Yeah, look at that. All the vegetables are looking so fresh and clean. Again, ginger has a lot of dust, lot of dirt, so ginger needs to be cleaned properly. Now is the time of washing the leafy vegetables. That is always under the running water, because I will just show you with this coriander how much the water becomes dirty and murky. Look at it. So it's always better to wash your leafy vegetables under the running water. Here comes my spinach. They always say it's pre-washed, but you never know which type of water they are using. So it's always better to disinfect your vegetables, wash it under the running water, the leafy vegetables, and then store them. Now is the entire bhaji market of my house. All my vegetables washed and put on towels. Now comes the process of drying the vegetables. That's my step number 3. Cleaning all the vegetables nicely, dabbing them. So there are certain vegetables which have to be dabbed with cloth and then paper towel again, so that the moisture doesn't remain and they remain fresh for a longer period of time. It is a bit of a timely process, but yes, you are sorted out for the entire week. This dabbing generally helps in keeping the vegetables fresh for a longer period of time. And now is the last process, that is of storing the vegetables. Now you see what I'm doing is with the ginger and the garlic. So garlic I am just sort it out, and the ginger I am trying to take off all the skin out of it and storing in glass containers, it's always advisable you store your ginger and garlic in the glass containers. This generally keeps them fresh for a longer period of time. So I have peeled off the skins of the garlic, as you can see, and now it's being stored in the glass container. So it becomes very easy and handy, and believe me, 10 to 15 days they are in the same state. They don't become very non-freshy. They are as fresh as you had kept them. So it's always advisable to store them in glass containers. That's a very important thing. It always keeps your fridge, because these are the airtight container types, as you can see. So the smell doesn't spread in the refrigerator. Now for my tomatoes. So these tomatoes have been dried properly, ensuring it, and putting them, storing of all the tomatoes in the mesh basket. So I always use a mesh basket for my tomatoes, and then I put it in my refrigerator, and the color remains intact. So this is my placement of the tomatoes in my refrigerator. Now comes the coriander. Always in these type of baskets I put it. There are certain vegetables, as I told you, especially the leafy vegetables, where I ensure there is not a single drop of moisture remaining. So with a paper towel I'm taking out the moisture from it. And now I'm putting a paper towel at the base, and then taking the vegetable, trimming the edge, and then putting them in these baskets. If you have liked my channel, please subscribe and share my channel among your friends. So now this is the process. I have taken my baskets, and this has become so handy for me. Now the storing of onion and potatoes are always in these type of open, airy, double storied baskets, which I always keep. So this onions on the top and the potatoes at the bottom, this is the way I normally store we all store it. Now is the time for me storing the green chilies and the curry leaves. I trim off the end of the green chilies and put them in the glass jars. Here it's optional. You can take plastic containers also if you want to, but I always prefer putting them, unless and until I have not. Last time I didn't have, so I took plastic BFA free containers, but I prefer putting them in glass containers as far as possible. So one more thing which I wanted to show you, this is about, you can say, 1.5 week back I had stored, and just see the freshness of these. So even after 10 days the freshness is there. So I just open and I just check on it, and if I feel there's any moisture, so with this type of paper towel I just take off the excess moisture from this and again store it, so that they remain fresh at least for 2 to 3 weeks. Believe me, they remain intact like this, in this form, for 2 to 3 weeks. Now the cucumbers, I always prefer putting them in mesh bags. You get these easily available on Amazon or any other site. So I always keep these mesh bags with me for cucumbers, so the cucumbers remain fresh in this. For ladyfingers also I use the mesh bags, so I'm storing these. Now my baby carrots, I want them to be handy, so I take any other container box and I put it. The reason for this being handy is because my kids can just take it out from the refrigerator if it is handy, and then just can have it whenever they have to have a little bit of this. Cling film is used for these certain vegetables, like I'm doing for brinjal, for ghea or bottle gourd. So I just put them in a cling film, and so the freshness of these vegetables are intact for a longer period of time. So this is a very good tip. Please put all these vegetables in the cling film and then store it in your refrigerator. They will remain fresh for a longer period of time. Normally in the markets also, you might have observed, you get it in these type of cling films, so it's always better to put them in the cling films. Now as far as the leafy vegetable or this spinach is concerned, I'm again storing it in a container which is bigger in size, and putting a paper towel at the base so that the excess moisture, if any remaining, can get absorbed by the paper towel. So leafy vegetables should be within the this. Now one tip is, in a salted water, I always keep my cauliflower, broccoli, these type of floral vegetables for extra freshness. So if you have enjoyed this, please give a thumbs up. Bye bye.